Ooh, why am I starting out a video burping? Why? I just hit record and I'm just bleh. Why? Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I don't know why. I feel like the camera, because the webcam, is still adjusting on me, like constantly. I don't know. I need to get a different camera. Anyway, today's video should be a little bit shorter. Today I wanted to talk about something that is very difficult for me, and I understand the psychology behind why it is difficult for me. And I'm gonna kind of cover the psychology of it so that maybe it'll help explain some stuff, or maybe it'll help you realize some struggles in your life. I don't know. But I feel like there's some topics that I don't need to just say do a thing. I need to explain why a thing is important and why it's okay to do a thing, especially when you might be like me. So the topic today is actually on the subject of promoting yourself, or not just promoting yourself, but being kind of tooting your own horn, building yourself up, being allowed to be bombastic, being allowed to be proud of your accomplishments, kind of promoting yourself. And I've talked to a lot of, especially male voice actors, who this is incredibly hard for them to do. Not everybody, but for some reason, a lot of the male voice actors that I know, it's very, very hard for them to promote themselves. Because if they're anything like me, also, it may be connected to being from a larger family than being an only child. But if you're anything like me, I was basically always told that there was always this kind of wait your turn, or don't be self-congratulating or egotistical. Don't all this kind of stuff. That it was better to be humble. All these things. And now in my life as an adult, having a career that I need to promote things, it's become very, very difficult for me. It's become very, very hard, especially online. There are always going to be some people, and I'm sure this is also kind of connected to it, that if you kind of promote yourself, that they will kind of, resent you for it, that they kind of hate you bringing up things that you've done because it makes them feel like they haven't accomplished anything. And we can't worry about that anymore. I'm learning to kind of ignore those kinds of ideas of, am I being too, prideful? Am I tooting my own horn a little bit too much? The whole humility and stuff like that. There is an element of that, and I'm always going to prefer to be humble and quiet, and I personally would rather other people promote my stuff than me. I don't like bringing it up, things that I've accomplished, but it is very important that I do so for my business, because credentials and my body of work showcases what I can do. And it is very, very important that I do that. And I feel like there's another reason why there is a lot of people that are just kind of in a little box, and they're afraid to get out of the box. They're afraid of recording something that's really loud or going crazy. They're afraid of disturbing other people. They're afraid of feeling like they're taking up other people's time, or they're ruining the piece or something like that. I think there's some sort of psychology around that, because that's kind of what it feels like for me sometimes. Now, I've obviously gotten past the whole screaming thing and being loud and being goofy and other people hearing me. All my roommates can hear me when I'm acting a fool or being loud and weird and bombastic, and I don't care. But still, when it comes to the whole promoting myself, I would very much rather other people promote me than I promote myself. And that's just because I don't ever want to have an ego. I don't ever want to have this kind of better than someone else kind of mentality. And even though these aren't necessarily connected, I'm from a generation where that was very much ingrained into us that they are. I mean, think about characters like, media has a huge impact on us. Any kind of character that talked about themselves or promoted themselves or talked about their accomplishments were always the bad guy or always the idiot or the buffoon or the kind of the douchebag. Think about Johnny Bravo. Johnny Bravo was always talking about himself incredibly highly, and that was always his downfall. He was always, none of those things mattered. But he had such an ego that, he didn't notice how it was affecting other people. And then there's other characters that are incredibly smart and that are very proud of how intelligent that they are. But it's them not knowing certain small things or them just having this kind of hubris that gets in their way. Characters like, Dexter's Lab, and Jimmy Neutron. That was always the thing, is that their intelligence would get in the way, and they would be very proud of their intelligence. They would be very snotty and very, snide, or look what I've done, look what I've created, and all this kind of stuff. And that always got in their way. And so, at a very young age, that was ingrained into me, that, those were traits that were negative. Those are traits that were not to be admired. You should be very humble. You should, do more listening than you do talking. However, that is not necessarily true, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily bad to promote things that you've actually done. Now, what I would say is you need a circle of friends. You need a circle of friends that's very honest. And by honest, I mean, if you screw up, they'll tell you that you screw up. But if you're good at something, they'll tell you that you're good at something. They're not just constantly dunking on you, and they're not just constantly praising on you. There is a legit difference, and there's gradients between them. They're honest. So whatever it is that they think that you're really good at, you need to promote. Whatever they think that you're really good at, or they have, and someone that actually knows the difference, not like someone who's never done any voice acting, has no idea. They're like, I think you got a great voice for voice acting. They have no idea. They're your grandma. She's partly deaf. Not dunking on grandmas, just saying someone who has a better understanding of the field that you're trying to get into, and take the things that they're saying you're good at. Those are the things that you're legitimately good at, and those are the things you should promote. I'm not saying that you shouldn't promote things that other people aren't sure of, but what I am saying is you should have other people to kind of help reinforce what it is that you should be proud of. A little bit of pride is fine. Being proud of something that you've accomplished is totally fine. There's a difference between being proud of something and being prideful, which is completely different. So you need to be able to promote yourself. You have a business to run. You need to get what you've accomplished out there. You need to get more clients. You need to showcase your work. And being the fact that you are the product. Your voice is the product. So you're the thing that you need to build up. It's easier when you've built something, or you have a product that is like, I don't know, like you invented a new squeegee, Swiffer, or what. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my mind. But you've invented something, and you're showcasing that thing. You're like, look at all the things it can do. Look at it's got all these features, and you don't have to clean the head or whatever. Look how great it is, and it's useful, and it's flexible, and it's all this kind of stuff. You need to do that with yourself. You worked on this, and you worked on this and this. Present that the same way. Look at all the stuff this can do. Look at all the things I know and I'm capable of. Again, don't have an ego. Don't present yourself like you're the greatest thing or the second coming. Don't do that, but present your actual skills in a positive light. Accurate, but positive. And again, this is something that I'm also having to work on. This is also something that I'm having to deal with just because of the way I was raised. I was raised with an older brother, younger sister. So I was essentially the middle child, and my older brother was, the kind of the perfect older child kind of thing, and the younger siblings were the ones that got all the attention. So it was really kind of like, wait your turn and, you know, don't upset any of the other siblings, you know, share and all this kind of stuff. So for a very long time, I was very shy and I was very, you know, humble, and I was very, you know, I don't want to make any noise. I don't want to make any waves. And I'm going to basically retain that until the day I die. But my business does need me to push it forward. And that means talk about myself in a positive light. That does mean to present more. That's why if you're on my Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you don't really see that many things that I've actually accomplished or actually done. Or, you know, if I get a new role, I don't normally post it that often. That's just because I don't think, you know, what am I going to get from putting it on social media? But it is important. It is important that I do that. It is important that I showcase anyone who might want to hire me that I am doing work and getting work. And this is the kind of work that I am getting. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. It's all good. Everything's fine. So, thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new, bell for notifications, and leave down in the comment section below. Like to see me cover any other topics. Totally fine. Don't forget my email is down in the description if you would like any help with coaching, when asking me any questions on a more private channel, or possibly help make your demo. That's all good. It's all there. That's what that's for. And yeah, it's going to be it. So until next time, peace.